Hello everyone, this is Isra Yusuf and it is an English lesson for grade 7. It is a review for pages for the pages we have took, page 220 and 221. This is an English lesson at Finnish Systems Schools. The outcomes that are expected for students to have after this lesson is to understand the text, to be able to identify the characters in the novel, and to be able to understand the plot and the summary. The Last of the Mohicans, actually, it is a novel by James Fenimore Cooper. So it is actually a novel by James Fenimore Cooper. So it is a Cooper's novel. The Last of the Mohicans, it is written by James Fenimore Cooper. He was first published in 1840. It is subtitled A Narrative of 1757. It is a historical novel. This is very important, that it is a historical novel. The story is set in 1757 during the French and Indian War, also known as the 7 Years' War. So actually this is very important too, that this story was set during the French and Indian War, which is also known as the 7 Years' War. France and Great Britain were battling for the control of North America. So France and Great Britain, they were battling for the to control the North America. During this war, both the French and the British used Native Americans allies, but the French were particularly dependent, as they were outnumbered in the northeast frontier areas by the more numerous British colonists. So this is actually, it talks about the war and how the war happened. It is not really very important, but I want you to know so that you can understand what the novel talks about correctly. Now let's move to the plot summary. Let's talk about this summary. Let's summarize the novel. Lieutenant Colonel Munro has 2 daughters, and the novel starts with the daughters, with his daughters, Cora and Alice Munro. As the novel opens, the daughters happen to be traveling with Major Duncan Heyward. So they were traveling with Major Duncan Heyward from Fort Edward to Fort William Henry, where Munro is in command, and acquire another companion in David Gamut, a naive singing teacher. Heyward becomes suspicious of Magua, and Hawkeye and the Mohicans agree with his suspicion that Magua is a Huron Scot secretly allied with the French. So actually that Magua is secretly allied with the French, that it is a spy. Upon discovery as such, Magua escapes. When Magua discovers that they think about him that way, so Magua escapes, and in the correct belief that Magua will retain with Huron reinforcement, that were expecting that if Magua escapes, so Magua will come back with Huron reinforcement. Hawkeye and the Mohicans lead their new companions to a hidden cave. So they lead the new companions to a hidden cave. They are attacked there by the Hurons, and when ammunition is exhausted, Hawkeye and the Mohicans escape with the promise to return for their companions. So they were attacked there by the Hurons, and when they are exhausted, they escaped. Hawkeye and Mohicans, the Mohicans escaped, and they promised to come back to return for their companions. Magua and Hurons capture Heyward, Gamut, and the Munro sisters, and Magua offers to spare the party if Cora becomes his wife. But she refuses. Upon a second refusal, he sentences the prisoners to death. So, Magua and the Hurons capture Heyward. So they captured Heyward, Gamut, and the two sisters. Magua offers to spare party if Cora becomes his wife. Magua said that if you become my wife, you're going to be set free. He's going to spare the party. But she refuses. But she did not want to. He asked her again, but he got a second refuse. So he sentences the prisoners to death. He sentences death on them. Hawkeye and the Mohicans rescue all four and lead them to a dilapidated building that was involved with a battle between the Indians and the British some years ago. So Hawkeye and the Mohicans rescue the fourth of them, and they lead them into a building that was involved in a battle between the Indians and the British some years ago. They are nearly attacked again, but the Hurons leave the area rather than disturb the graves of their own fellow countrymen. The next day, Hawkeye leads the party to Fort Henry, past the siege by the French army. This is actually what we are going to have for this lesson. This is a review for the pages, and it is a summary for the novel. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please don't forget to check your weekly plans. Stay safe. This is your teacher, Isra Yusuf. Bye-bye.